My son, he uses the car as a chick magnet because the girls just absolutely love taking pictures with him and the car in the background.
What's the car with Cars.co.za? This is Cousin Jose. His shirt is always unbuttoned and his car windows are always down. Chest hair blowing in the wind. Now think of a car, any car. Yes, we have it. Cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you.
My name is Eugene Lawrence and I'm driving the RX-8 bakkie. It's all custom built. A lot of R&D went into it and mistakes were made. It was a lot of experimenting, cutting, checking, recutting again, because I definitely wanted the sunroof to still work. So I started cutting the roof at individual sections. Then after that I went down to the door and started cutting into the door. And that pretty much set the length of the back end of the car. So when I started cutting, I realized that the suicide doors, the two back doors and the boot was aluminium and the rest of the car is steel. So I couldn't join them and I didn't want to just put in body filler. So I ended up actually removing the skin of the doors and the back end fender, and I made a mold from where the door was all the way to the end is one panel, fiberglass panel, which I made. And also when I installed it, we put it back with the same rev nuts as from Mazda. So it looked like it came from the factory like that. I initially was going to go 13B Series 6, and then I eventually went 20B with the whole set HX55 turbo. It's been modified a little bit internally. A friend of mine in the US built the internals for me, or he sent me the internals and I built it in there. So far, it's all been working well. Comes alive at like around 4.5, and it's like she never ends. At the moment, we set it at mild just because I'm running the manual transmission, the original RX-8 6-speed. So it's at a safe mode of around 400 kilowatts. As soon as we get the DCT sorted out, the DCT box will go back in and we should get around like 800 and 900 kilowatts out of it. Of course, I have to go bigger injectors and all that. But yeah, that's the future down the line. At the moment, I put the manual box in just so I could run the engine in, get it tuned up and everything, and just have fun with it while I wait on the DCT stuff. Because I had the DCT box in, and we had issues with the software from HTG, so we discarded that. So the steering wheel still has the paddle shifts in place, everything's set up for the DCT, so it's just a matter of getting the correct computers to run it, and then I'll put that back in again and it'll be full sequential, M4 7-speed DCT. I have a FT600 in it, Fuel Tech. I actually love it. I've pretty much used all the inputs, all 20 inputs. I have oil pressure, before filter, after filter, into the engine, out of the engine. I have different temp sensors in different areas of the engine. So I'm pretty much using all 20 inputs. So I know if something does go wrong with the rotary, it goes into limp mode, or sometimes if it's catastrophic, it would shut the engine down. So I got backup on backup. And yeah, it keeps the engine safe, and if you do over rev it or something, it will shut down and all that. The boot still opens up on the button like normal. It still uses the original hinges. I just lengthened it, so it just makes it a lot easier to open. It still opens, fully functional, everything. I can put stuff in the back, but I'm limited. I have a research tank in the back of the thing with all my fuel lines running from the main tank. I'm using the original RX-8 tank, and from there I have 2,000 litre pumps, which then pumps into the research tank. Then I have 2 more 1,000 litre fuel pumps. You don't want to starve the rotaries. They do not like being starved with fuel. So the premix is in the fuel, so it helps with the engine. So you want to make sure you have ample fuel at all times. And that's why I put a lid on and covered it. It has the looks of a bakkie, but it's not really functional as a bakkie. Yeah, I could put maybe 2, racing slicks in the back if I want to, but that's pretty much it.
I actually see on my intercooler I wrote the word one time, because it's a one-time deal when it comes to this car. It's like it's the first of anything of its kind. When I was in the Caribbean, one of the guys, a local guy, every time anything that was cool or anything that was thin, he always used to say one time. So when I asked him one day what it means, he says, hey, it's something you experience one time, or it's something or it's just so cool, it only happens very seldom in life, so that's why he always say one time. And that's the reason why the car's name's also one time.
Think of a car, any car. Yes, Cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you.